Hey guys, Clumsy here, and welcome back to ATS. Hope you like that new short intro. Bit of a different music, different video. I think we'll be using that moving forward, because Colorado is just so beautiful. Thanks to Abstraction Music for that new track. So here we are in today's episode. Just thought we would do a little bit of a drive into Colorado. So we are starting in New Mexico in Raton. Making our way north past Pueblo, Colorado Springs, and Denver, then onwards to Fort Collins. 288 miles. Let's do this. Back on the Kenworth K100E by Overfloater, now fully compatible with 139. I'm using the sounds from Kriechbaum, also updated for 139. In particular, I think these are the Cat 3406E engine sounds. And I am missing Z-Mod, but I mean, these sounds are no pushover either. So I think we are in for a treat here. How are you guys enjoying Colorado so far? Have many of you bought it still? Or already, rather? I must say, it is the best DLC I've ever seen in ATS. Maybe even for ETS2 actually. But it is on a totally different level basing on what I've seen so far. And I'm recording this right after the first stream we had in vanilla. Now I'm on a modded profile. So I haven't even explored much, but my goodness. The things that we've seen so far, especially my current favorite, is that stretch of I-70 with Glenwood Canyon. Even made a time-lapse video of it. Absolutely beautiful, breathtaking. It is a bit heavy on the frames though, so I'm interested in hearing what is the FPS like for you guys. Might be interesting to check out and see if there's any need for performance optimizations. Beautiful. Alright, let's continue. Shortly after, we should be entering Colorado and getting greeted by a way station. It has been a while since I did these kinds of episodes, huh? Just driving around, no Q&A, just enjoying each other's company and me just babbling. Maybe not the best use of your time, but hope you enjoy nonetheless. Sit back, relax, and enjoy. Isn't that what they say? Cool stuff. I think it's worth making it a bit louder though, the engine sound. I did lessen it a bit, but I think with Kriechbaum the levels are actually quite nice. You can put them in the middle and it shouldn't be screaming at you. We'll test it. So when I listen to podcasts, I lower the engine volume a bit so I can hear what I'm listening to. But I think for these kinds of episodes, the engine sound is just as important as what I'm saying. Man, that turbo whistle, can you guys hear? Intense. And that jake brake, beautiful. You might also notice that the game looks a bit different, at least a bit different from my modded profile, because I'm actually not using any graphics mods at the moment. I was previously very fond of JBX version 2, it's a payware graphics mod. But right now, as I'm recording this, it's not compatible with 139 yet. Been getting crashes, random crashes at that. So whenever some specific models are getting loaded, like the Cessna random event or the aircraft LODs, some very random things, your game would crash. And I know I'm not the only one here, because over on Discord, we've been having a lot of discussions on it. Lots of guys on similar boats as I am. Getting crashes, having a hard time spending the entire day trying to troubleshoot which mod is causing the crash. And eventually we all arrived at the same conclusion. It was apparently JBX, so I had to remove it. So no graphics mode right now. I know I have other options like realistic brutal weather. I think is compatible with 139. Probably the Project Next Gen. Haven't tested it. Might also be compatible or maybe not. Oh, that engine screams. Come on, you can do it. But yeah, RBW, I'm sure it's a matter of taste and I'm sure a lot of you guys like it. It's just not up to my personal taste. It's a bit too hazy for my liking. So whenever I feel like, and it's like 80% hazy, 20% clear. If there was an option to remove the haze, I would probably jump on it. Where are we supposed to go? Here, I think. So let's zoom out a bit on the map. Yeah, we should be crossing over to Colorado now. Let's see. I'm looking for the sign. That's the one. This is the one, I think, supposedly. I saw the flags. New Mexico and Colorado flag right there. But I didn't see the welcome to Colorado sign. Welcome to colorful Colorado. Oh, this one. There it is. Welcome to colorful Colorado. And of course, wow, that doesn't happen very often. You actually got a green light. We can bypass the way station. Cool. So what is your favorite area so far, guys, in Colorado? What are you most fond of at the moment? I haven't explored much yet as of this recording. Hopefully during the upcoming stream we will have access to even more beautiful sites, but so far, hands down, Glenwood Canyon is my favorite along I-70. Just breathtaking. The entire intro is based on that. If you go to the Glenwood Canyon viewpoint, you'll find that the camera angles in the intro might look very familiar, because those are all coming from that. Oh, love that engine sound. Love the bass as you change gears. And yes, of course, this K100E by Overfloater, always at its optimum in terms of performance, in terms of looks. Best performance, I think even better than an SCS truck without sacrificing quality. So I think this remains my number one truck in ATS. Number two would probably be the Freightliner Classic XL by John Ruta, although that's payware, so not a lot of fans there. But payment aside, the quality is really up there. Although the triangle count, the polygon count is also up there. With the latest update, I think there were a bit of optimizations. Like normally, I think it was in the 7 million triangle count in the external view. I think it went down to 6 million, so that's a bit of an improvement. Not much, comparing that this truck here, I think is, what, 1 million triangles? But yeah, very low. That's normally how an SCS truck is. Like around 1 million triangles, more or less. So having like 6 or 7 million, you'll have to load so much more. So it might get a bit wonky if you don't have a powerful PC. If you do, then you probably wouldn't even notice that there are many triangles in there. Oh, USBB, this is the new company. US Beverage and Boutique, something like that. But yeah, I kind of am enjoying this vanilla weather. If I could remove the reddish tint, and if I could add some skyboxes, I would be super happy already. That would be the only missing ingredient, I think, for me. Central Avenue, Northern Avenue. Curves ahead, use caution. I do love those signs. Yeah. I love looking at each and every sign in here. Aside from the beautiful sights, nerds like me will be very happy with the signage. And I'm very happy to report that we have a couple of Coloradans, local Colorado folks, who have joined the stream last time. You might have watched it already. And they have all been saying good things about this DLC. Based on what they've seen so far, a lot of detail, a lot of attention has been put into it. And the quality is really up there. It's very accurate to real life. Like the famous buildings, the famous highways, junctions, the signages. Very accurately done. A couple of people were even saying that this DLC, Colorado DLC, doesn't feel like the normal SCS DLCs. And I think they mean that in a good way. I especially do. Because normally, SCS DLCs tend to be on the safe side. They tend to add a lot of details, a lot of assets, but in terms of like number of objects and the detail level, how detailed each one is. What is this? Interesting junction, interesting bridge. That might have been worth a screenshot. I missed it. So in terms of the details that they put in this DLC, they didn't get scared of like optimization. That's why I'm curious about optimization, because especially like in Glenwood Canyon, I got a lot of frame drops there. And I have a fairly powerful rig now. So if you have like a potato PC or even a mid-range one, that might become a challenge. So I'm curious to hear about the experiences from different folks. But that aside, the level of detail, the amount of detail they put in the map, it is just completely different level. It's not like your typical SCS DLC, which tend to be on the safe side, minimizing the details so that it would be compatible with most PCs. It's more on, let's make it as realistic as possible. That's number one priority. And number two would be the performance. It seems that way to me, although of course sure I don't have any insider info. So, but it seems that way. A couple of folks even commented that it feels like a map mod. And I definitely agree with that. Ooh, here we go, Colorado Springs. We passed through here on the first stream, but it was night, so I couldn't really. Don't be part of the road toll. Stay safe. So yeah, I think new viewpoint. Where? Can I see it? Let's have a look if we can drop by. Colorado Springs. Interesting. I don't see anything here. Maybe I missed it. Yeah, maybe it's this one. Well, we'll pass through it maybe in the stream. For now, let's enjoy the view. Oh, there it is. This might be a worthy screenshot. So yeah, people are saying it looks like a map mod. Because normally map mods tend to be heavy on the details. And the performance is less than optimal. But you get so many details, it looks so realistic. And it seems like SCS is leaning over towards that side more on image quality, on realism versus the performance, the friendliness on the FPS. But I'm sure they also took that into account, so we'll see. We'll see how different rigs, different people get their frame rates. I'm loving the views though. My second most favorite so far would probably be the, what do you call it, $1 Million Highway especially that bridge that we passed through. We passed through a very beautiful bridge overlooking a waterfall, and I didn't know it was there. I was just enamored by how the bridge looked like. The bridge had these nice railings and it looked like it had the perfect position. So I pressed escape, went into photo mode, and I was greeted by this waterfall at my back, which I did not have a clue existed. This is perfect. And I could not contain my smile when I saw it. If you watch the stream, I think that was there. Look for the $1 Million Highway timestamp. It should be a few seconds after that. And I'm actually looking forward to flying into Colorado, into Denver International in Flight Sim, and maybe continuing that job, taking a job from the Denver International here in Truck Sim, taking it somewhere else. Continuous thing. Now might be the perfect time to do that. What is that in front of us? Oh, is this a stadium? Of course I forgot. Something Mile High Stadium, I think. For football. American football. That's the one. Very nice. Reminds me of the stadium in Washington. And I think the same guy is behind it, the same lead. The guy who led the Washington DLC project, I think he's the same guy who leads this Colorado DLC project, and I think that's Patrick with a K. He had an interview in SCS, you know, those developer interviews where they drive a truck in reverse and stuff. So I think he was interviewed and he mentioned that, if I remember correctly. Feel free to fact check on me on that if you guys are familiar with it. Man, this is so cool. Oh, and here we have I think this might be the biggest interchange in Colorado. Is this the one going to 76? Yeah, I think it's this one. Can't see it so much though. Beautiful skyline there at the back. Nice. Interesting though that the highways here, even the interstates here in Colorado, seem to have very slow speed limits. We're only at 55. It feels like we're back in California. But I think someone mentioned it in the channel, in the stream. The reason for these low speed limits is because they had to change the regulations. Like, I guess normally interstates have some kind of standard set, like, oh, it has to be this many lanes, has to be this wide, and everything else, all those standards. I think they had to lower those standards because of the mountainous areas here in Colorado. They had to snake through those mountains, and they could not fit as big in a straight highways as they wanted. So they had to lower the speed limits in order to keep the safety intact. And I guess that's why we're seeing all these slow speed limit zones. I know I should be staying on the right, but you know, if you've driven in Truck Sim, you've learned how to do defensive driving from AI. So even though legally I guess I should be on the right side, okay, now I can because they're far away from me. If you're too close to AI, it's best to stay on a different lane because they can do anything at any moment. It is known. Oh my goodness. They sure do like their electric poles. So many electric poles here. Oh my goodness, we are speeding up now. Move to the left, please. Let me through, thank you. And I tried driving through here in triple monitors. So when I'm recording like this for you guys, I'm doing it single monitor like this with Track IR. But when I'm driving offline, I'm changing my setup to triple monitors. It's so immersive, but yeah, I can't share it with you. It's a challenge still. Okay, our luck ran out. But yeah, it's so immersive and the frame rate really gets lower. I can't reach 60 FPS with all my mods, all my tweaks. But I'm sitting at like around 40 to 50 normally FPS, even in the heavy areas. So it's not bad. And because I'm not moving the camera so much, it's not really that sensitive to high FPS. I don't need that high of an FPS. Oh, beautiful sounds. Thank you, Kriechbaum, for updating. No complaints here. My goodness, those sounds. So yeah, triple monitor goodness. And this truck, some trucks are not very compatible with triple monitors because like the bezels, the end of the monitors, sometimes are in an awkward position. Like the bezel is right on where the GPS is, for example, in some... Oh crap, almost missed my turn. So yeah, some of the trucks can be awkward. But this one in particular is very nice. And because it's perfectly optimized, I'm not scared to go into triple monitor setup and go into heavy detailed areas. So not only is this truck perfect for single monitors but also triple. And it looks so good seeing end to end like that in a single swipe, in a single screen. Who knows, maybe in the future we'll find a way to share those. But for now, we can happily enjoy this one. Single monitor goodness. High FPS. Track IR. So what I see, you see. Sounds like a nursery rhyme. So hopefully the mods get updated. Like for example, you might have noticed Walmart is back. Walmart is gone again. I had to disable Grimes' company pack. I think there's a problem with 139. He did mention that he will update it. Ooh, that's a new restaurant. Dirk's Crispy Chicken. Looks yummy. I'll eat there. So yeah, the company names are all fictional again. I had to disable the real company mod from Grimes, but he said he will update it after Colorado releases. So that's a good deal. I'm waiting for that. So that the chevrons become chevrons again. I don't think it touches that. Ooh, train in front. Nice. Also looking forward to the graphics mods updating for 139. I'm still not sure what I'm going with, but if ever there's anything, probably it's going to be JBX. Because it does look lovely. I was able to drive a bit triple monitors into Colorado with JBX. Because it doesn't always crash. It crashes in some points, but you still get to drive. My goodness, the colors, the lighting was breathtaking. Even though the default lighting like this is no push over. If you compare it with a modded graphics, with the graphics mod and JBX at that, oh, it's on a totally different level. It's just that the filters on JBX sometimes can be a bit excessive. Some people don't like them because they look too Instagramish. It's an interesting trailer. I think I've seen that before, like a race car, like a car is inside. Daytona? Maybe not. This guy is probably going straight, huh? It's okay, we can wait for him and do sightseeing in the meantime. There we go. Am I on the right track? Yes, I think so. Good. So yes, looking forward to driving more in Colorado with you guys. Let me know in the comments if you'd like to check specific areas. I'll happily oblige you because I don't know a lot. Actually, I know nothing about this area. The only thing I knew when I started, before I started driving into here, into Colorado was the what is that? The Four Corners Monument, the one which crosses 4 states. That's the only thing I knew about it. So right on the edge of the state, literally. But then that's the great thing about these DLCs, because you get to explore new areas and you get to learn about things, about places you didn't have any idea about before. It's as good a travel companion as we can get, especially during these days. I'd rather stay home, let the situation get better in the real world, and in the meantime, we can travel virtually. And thanks to SCS, thanks to Asobo, the companies that we have enjoy their games, their simulators, we can at the very least travel virtually and enjoy at the comfort of our own homes. So thank you Asobo, thank you SCS, thank you everybody. We can make this work. But yeah, it's a perfect excuse to stay home. So for geeks like me, no complaints here. Here we are. Hopefully they don't ask us to reverse, because I am hauling a double. Floating horses. Cute dogs. I actually saw in, I think it was, what was that? What's that place in the west of Colorado? Grand Junction? That city? It had like a park. And in the park there was like a dog and an owner just playing around, roaming around the park. It was very nice. Very small attention, very minor detail, but adds so much to the scenery. And I saw that when I was having the triple monitors. I was looking at my left monitor and I saw the park there and the dog playing with its owner. So cool. So yeah, they really put a lot of detail in here. So yes, looking forward to what you guys think of this DLC. If you have any suggestions, feel free to let me know. Thanks for watching guys, have a nice day, Clumsy Trucking. And here goes the new intro again. Enjoy, outro this time.